Hi, my name is Rachel. This is Studio Pieces. Today we're going to do about a 60-minute class. I have my little timer here. It'll be more of a Hatha with some flow. That's the kind of practice I enjoy, and this kind of practice I usually sequence and do on a daily basis. So I'd love to share that with you. I will start my timer now, so we know where we are. And I have a little timer at the end as well, so we'll know when we head into kind of more relaxation Shavasana. So we'll sit up cross-legged and take a deep breath. You might let a sigh out. Generally throughout class, we'll try to breathe in and out through our nose. If you have difficulty doing that, if you're sick or for whatever reason, you can of course breathe out through your mouth. But generally, just to keep the flow of things, we like to keep it in and out through the nose. So we'll sit up and we'll lengthen our back. And we'll just make sure that we're sitting on our sit bones. And that we're in a comfortable seated position. So you might have your feet underneath you, kneeling down. You might be sitting with your legs to the side or out in the front. Just take a few breaths. To just warm up the spine to begin with, we'll just start rolling forward on our sit bones in a circular motion and then back in one direction. Now we can change that direction. And we'll just come to stillness. And we'll do a little rolling of the neck. So what you'll do is you can look up and point your nose up towards the ceiling. And then move your nose in a circle in one direction. It can be a big or small circle. Just take it easy. And now you can reverse that circle. Just come back to center. You can look in to the right. Just stay there for a moment. You'll feel a stretch here on the left side. Back to center. To the left. Back to center. Put your right hand down on the mat beside your hip, out a little bit. Fingers pointing towards the short edge of the mat. You bring your left arm up and over and lean in the direction of that right arm. Come back to center and go to the opposite side. to center. And we'll go back to the right again. We'll just do it a little different this time. So we'll bring our right arm, our left arm up in the air over, and then we'll bring it, we'll move it down to the center in front of you, and then we'll bring it back over us. And you'll do that a few times as that kind of rolling movement. Bring our left arm up and over again, and we'll come back to center. And we'll do that on the opposite side. Bring our right arm over again, come back to center. So we'll just do a gentle twist now just to start off. So you can put your right hand on your left knee and your left hand behind you with your fingers tented. You're twisting your torso gently, and if you can, move your head in the direction of your left hand behind you. On an exhale, come back to center. Now put your left hand on your right knee and your right hand behind you. Again, if your neck allows it, don't strain though. You can look in the direction of that right hand. And on an exhale, you can come back to center. And inhale, raise your hands up into the air. Your arms are alongside your ears. You can take your left wrist with your right hand and just a gentle stretch again over to the right side. Just try to keep both your hip bones on the mat. Or your sit bones rather. Back to center and over to the side. Back to center. Now, we'll gently put our hands over to the left and we'll shimmy, or rather lean both knees over. We're basically coming into knees underneath our hips and our wrists underneath our arms. Tabletop position. In a tabletop, we will do a little cat-cow to begin with, just to, again, a little warm up. It's always nice to do cat-cow. So we'll just inhale, drop our belly. Your hips will then naturally come up, and then you raise your head on the inhale. Exhale, your belly comes up, your head comes down. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Just do a few of those on your own. And when you come back to center, what we'll do is we'll turn over the toes of our right foot and we'll bring them back and it'll lengthen out our leg, our right leg. And we will lift up our left foot and swivel over to the side, so a 45-degree angle over to the left side. Roll over our right foot, so your right foot is on the ground, and then we'll bring our left arm straight up. So our arms are generally in line and your right arm is lengthened up towards the sky. Fingers pointed in that direction. You can keep your gaze straight forward, or you can turn your neck and look up towards the right hand. Your next exhale, you can bring that right hand down, swivel over the right foot, bring the left foot in, right knee down. Take a breath here, and we'll do it on the opposite side. Roll your left toes over, bring your left leg back, lengthen it. Bring up your right toes, bring them over 45 to the right side. Flatten your left foot and bring your left arm up into the air. And on your exhale, you can bring that all back to center. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the right side again. So set up as you had before. This time you can stay right here, or if you want to go a little bit further, you can lift the left leg up in line with the hip. If you want to stay here, or if you want to take it one step further, you can bend that right knee, bring your right hand to the top of the right foot, and open your chest. So there's a little opposition there between the top of the right foot and the right hand, so that there's force there holding you in place, and then your left arm is balancing you and your left foot. Inhale. On your exhale, you can lengthen out your right leg if you were up in that position, and bring your right arm into the air, and then come back to center. We'll all meet back in center. Now to the other side. Again, we'll come to our original position. You can stay here, it's perfectly fine. Or you can bring up the left foot in line with the hip. We'll stay here for a moment. And one step further, bend that left knee, right palm on left palm on the left top of foot. Just make sure your chest is opening here and that you're gazing out to the left, and that your back of your neck is lengthened. You're not looking up too much or looking down, you're centered there. Again, if you're here with me, lengthen out that left leg, left arm in the air, and then come back to center. Now we will turn over the toes, and before we do anything else, we'll make sure we have nice grounding there in our wrists, that your palms are flat on the ground, your fingers are pointed, well, your index finger is pointed straight up towards the short edge of the mat, and the rest of your fingers are spread out, glued down to the mat. Now, what we'll do then is inhale, raise the knees off the floor just an inch or so, and just hold this here for a moment. Now release back down to the ground. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, raise up again. Make sure you're using the muscles in the front of the body, the abdomen, not all crunching into the wrists. Make sure you're making use of those muscles. And we'll release back down again. Inhale. Exhale. On our next inhale, we'll go up again. But rather than releasing down now, we'll straighten out the legs and we'll come up to downward dog. You may need to shuffle your feet back. And now that we're here, we can do a little stretch out of the back of the legs. Or you can bring it to stillness if you like. Just make sure to remember that your back is lengthened. Gaze towards the center between your feet. Yeah, we're going to take a walk up to the top of the mat. Take it as slow as you like. Once you've reached the front edge of the mat, we'll just fold over. Bend your knees as much as you need. And we can stay in stillness here, or we could hold each opposite elbow with our palms. Do a little sway. Just let the head hang. Now, if you want to bring your fingers down to the mat in line with your toes, we'll look towards the front of the mat, that direction, and flatten the back. And then we'll release that and we'll roll up to standing. Now take your time rolling up. Once you've reached the top, do a few rolls off the shoulder, up, back and down. And the opposite direction. And then we'll come to stillness. Our arms down along the left side, our palms slightly facing forward. Mountain pose. From here, we'll raise our hands up into the air alongside our ears. We'll leave our arms out about shoulder width apart, and we'll just do a little gentle side stretch. So what we'll do is we'll bring our arms over to the right side, and our left hip is slightly going out to the left side. So you've got a gentle stretch there along the left side. Just make sure you keep your arms still at shoulder width apart as you're leaning over. Come back to center and go to the other side. Back to center. Inhale, look up towards the center of your hands. Exhale, bring your hands down along, and we'll fold over. Always bend your knees as much as you need when you come into forward fold. We'll raise to flat back. Again, you can keep your fingers in line with your toes or on your calves or on your thighs, whichever suits you. And then we'll roll down, forward fold. And we'll do some sun salutation A. So we'll come back into a plank. You can step or hop. And we'll stay in plank for just one breath. And then we'll make our way down to the ground slowly. From here, roll your toes over so your feet are flat, front of your foot. Your hands are in line with your chest. Roll your shoulders over, low cobra, your gaze out towards the front. Exhale, down. Inhale, and you can roll your toes over, come up onto your knees, and exhale back into downward dog. Inhale, look forward and make your way up to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, hands up into the air. Palms touch, and allow your hands to move down beside your sides. Mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank. Stay here for a breath cycle. And then inhale and exhale down to the ground. You can also do a chaturanga like I am doing now, or you can do what we did to begin with. So either low cobra or upward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, come up to plank and then downward dog. Any variation between what I first did and what I'm doing now, whatever suits your body today. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, hop or jump towards the front edge of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, arms up into the air, palms touch, arms down to the side, mountain pose. Inhale, up, exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, exhale, plank. Inhale, exhale, down to the mat. Inhale, cobra or upper dog. Exhale, we'll all meet in downward dog. Inhale, look forward and make your way up to the front of the mat. Exhale, release, inhale, flat back, exhale, release, inhale, arms up, palms touch, exhale, mountain. And we'll just do one more, Sun A. So, arms up, fold over, inhale, flat back, exhale, plank. Inhale, exhale, down, inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, we'll meet in downward dog. You might like to have a deep breath here and let out a sigh. Inhale, look forward, make our way up to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down to the side, mountain. Now I'll move back because I just need a bit of space, but you can stay where you are if you have room. So what we're going to do here is keep our feet hip width apart, and what we'll do is we'll swing our arms. So let our arms go loose, but you're keeping your feet firm on the ground, and you're keeping that is your balance. So what you're going to do is sway your arms around. So you notice your palms start to tap the back of your body, either your hips or your buttocks. And you can go as slow or as quick as you like. It's a great way to shake out a bit of energy. It just feels very nice. Okay, if you're going faster, you can just slow it down. Slower, slower, slower. So eventually your arms just come back to the side and you're back in a mountain position. Come back up to the top of your mat if you weren't there. And we'll just take a breath here. On your next inhale, raise your arms up. Palms touch, fold over, flat back, fold. And now we'll leave our right foot planted where it is and we'll bring our left foot back. And we will plant the left foot at a 45-degree angle. So we're coming up to warrior one. So you can, if your feet are planted, you can raise your arms up into the air and make sure your right knee is bent over your right ankle. Not over, in line with your right ankle. And your torso is looking towards the front of the mat. And your arms are alongside your ears. Gaze is forward. And what we'll do is we'll straighten that right leg, bring our hands down towards the ground. Maybe your fingers or your fingers touch. And we will look forward and then release down. So you're looking for a stretch in the back of that right leg. Let your head hang. Inhale, flat back, look slightly forward. Bend that right knee, bring your arms back up alongside your ears, and you're back in warrior one. Now we'll again straighten that right knee. This time we'll come down with, we'll have the left hand, we'll put it on our waist first of all. Then we'll bring our right hand down alongside that right leg. Your tips of your fingers can meet the floor or they can be alongside the right calf. So where you rotate that left shoulder, so you're getting a twist here on the torso. If it's okay for your neck, you can look up in the direction of the ceiling. You might leave your hand on your waist, or you can lengthen that arm up towards the ceiling. Triangle pose. To come out of this, you can put your left hand on your waist again. Turn your head to look down towards the mat. Rotate your torso so it's in line again, and then bring your right arm up, your left arm up, bend your right knee. We're back in warrior one. Inhale and then exhale, bring your palms down to the floor. Rotate that left foot so your toes are flexed. And then we will bring our right foot back to meet our left. You may need to lengthen out and we'll come into a plank. Again, you can do your chaturanga or you can come down to the ground. Cobra or up dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Inhale, look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat. Exhale, release. Flat back. Release. Arms up in the air. Mountain. Arms up in the air. Forward fold. Flat back. Release. Leave your left foot where it is. Fingertips on the floor, on the mat. Bring your right foot back again. At a 45-degree angle, plant the foot. Bend that right knee. Arms up. Warrior one. Just make sure your torso is looking along the front, looking in the direction of the front, should I say. Just to be aware of that. Now, we'll bend that left knee. Fold forward, fingertips to the mat. Inhale, look forward, exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Bend that left knee, arms up alongside the ears. Warrior one. Now bring your hands down to your waist. Again, lengthen that left leg. Fold over. Bring your left fingertips to the inner left side of your foot or alongside your calf. And rotate that shoulder so you're twisting your torso gently. Again, if you can move your neck and look in the direction of the ceiling, if comfortable. And again, if you like, you can bring your right hand up into the air, your fingertips in the direction of the ceiling. You're trying to get a length or a line from your left palm to your right palm, if that's the position you're in currently. If your hand was up in the air, bring it back down to the waist. Gently rotate the neck to look in the direction of the left hand. Bend or twist your torso so you're back in one line, your torso. Bring both your hands back to the ground. Bend that left knee, arms up into the air alongside the ears. Warrior one. Exhale, palms down to the floor alongside that, on either side of that left foot. Rotate your right foot. Your heel is off the ground, your toes are flexed. Bring your left foot back to meet it. Chaturanga or down to the ground. Cobra or up dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Once you're in down dog, you might shake your head no, And then yes, just to release anything that might be held there. What you can do is bend your knees down slightly, just slightly forward and down. Rotate the shoulder blades so you're getting some length in your back. And then straighten your legs. Always keep a little slight bend in the knees, but that action just allows you to straighten your back a little bit more. Now, walk up towards, or look forward rather, between your hands and walk up towards the front of the mat again. Flat back, release. Arms up into the air. Mountain. We'll do one little stretch again on our sides and then we'll go down to the ground, but as we're in mountain, you can bring your right hand down along the right leg as far as it can go. You can go no further. You can bend your knees slightly, just keep them in line as you're bending them. Maybe you have to go down a little bit further, and then if you like, you can bring your left arm up into the air and then over slightly. Now you can straighten your knees, bring your left arm down alongside the left side, and we'll go down along the left now. Again, just go down as far as you can, and then go no further. You can bend your knees slightly. Again, bring your right arm up and over if you like to get an extra stretch. Inhale, straighten the legs, bring your right arm up in the air and then down alongside the right body. Might just do a little roll of the shoulders as we're here, so up to the ears, back and down, the shoulder blades, and then the opposite direction. Now, hands up into the air. Fold over, flat back. And we'll go back to downward dog. Knees to the ground. And you can come back and sit on your heels. If that's comfortable to you, you can also do cross-legged if that's better for you. So we'll come back. And we'll sit up and we'll lengthen our spine. And while we're here, we'll do a little gentle twist as well. So right hand on the right thigh, left arm behind you, maybe your fingertips touch the mat. Again, if it's suitable for your neck, you can look back in the direction of your left shoulder. And you can release back to center, and we'll do the other side. Release back to center. You can lean forward, put your palms on the mat, and then roll over your toes and sit back again. Come back up again. You can come back and just move your little toes. Sometimes they can get bent, so if you want to straighten them out there as you sit up. Again, make sure your spine is lengthened. This is really nice to stretch out the bottom of the feet. Now, and you can knee forward again on your hands. Bring your feet, the top of the feet flat on the ground. All we'll do is swing our legs over to the right. We'll sit back on our sit bones and bring the feet along the length in front of us. So we'll just again make sure our sit bones are underneath us here. We'll keep our legs together, ankles together, feet flexed, toes up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to do a staff pose. So you can bring your each palm on side the hip bones, flat on the mat if they get there. If they're up here a bit, that's okay, but that's the position we're kind of in if they're up or down. Lengthen the spine. And then we'll bring our arms up into the air, fold over our legs. You can bend your knees, your hands come wherever they lay. So that could be on your calves or on the ground or on your feet, or two first fingers between or around the big toe. Again, your knees can be bent or they can be straightened. Your spine is rounded now, and you can let your head hang. Just take a few breaths here. Let each inhale lengthen, and then exhale round. So you're coming maybe a little bit further into your fold on each exhale. Your next inhale, you can raise the head and bring the hands slowly up along the legs, straightening the spine again. And then what we'll do is put our hands behind our back, bring our feet on the ground, and we're just bending the feet or bending the knees. You can bring the feet along each side of the mat so they're mats distance apart. And then we'll just windshield wiper over to the right, our knees, and over to the left. You can do this in your own pace. And then we'll come back to center. I'll shimmy up a little bit up to the mat because we're going down and laying down on our back, not for Shavasana yet. We're going to do a few poses first, but it's just to make sure we have a bit of room. Bring your hands out, round your back, slowly rest back down along the length of your spine. Bring your hands down to the mat, palms grounded on the mat. Leave your knees bent. And what we'll do is we'll do a little lift of the lower back so that your lower back, there's a slight space there in between here. It may be very slight, it might be bigger than this, but you're just looking for that space. So your sit bones are still on the ground. And then bring your lower back flat to the mat. And do a few of those on your inhale. Lift up the lower back but keeping your sit bones on the ground. Exhale, flat to the mat. Do a few there in your own breath. And your next exhale, when your lower back's flat to the mat, we will bring our right knee in towards our chest, bring our two palms around that calf, that right calf. And you can leave the left knee bent. And then what you can do is you can bring the palms around the back of the right thigh, and we will do, so we'll have our foot out on a 90-degree angle, and then we'll bring it up into the air, the heel up into the air, so your feet are flexed and it's looking in the direction of the ceiling. Exhale, down, inhale, up to the ceiling, exhale, down. Do a few there by yourself. And when your calf is down along the back of your right thigh again, you can bring the palms out again over the front of the calf. You can lengthen out that left leg. You can leave it as is, but you can lengthen it out if that's okay with your body. And then what we'll do is we'll bring that knee in as close to our torso as we can. And what you can do is once you're in there, you can move the knee in the direction of the shoulder and then the chest. So it's this tiny little movement, but it's really nice on the front of the thigh. Then we'll come back to stillness and we'll release that right foot down to the ground. Keep the knee bent, bring our left leg in. We'll start off again just with our with our palms behind our left thigh. We'll leave our leg at a 90-degree angle. And then we'll again inhale, bring the foot up towards the ceiling. Exhale, down. Inhale, up, down. Do a few there by yourself. And your next exhale, when your calf is down, bring the palms to the front of the calf, fingers intertwined. And again, you can leave your right knee or your right foot where it is, or you can lengthen that out. Foot flexed on your right and your left. And then again, bring that left knee in as much as you can. And we'll just go for a moment of stillness here. And again, we might venture into bringing the knee in the direction of the left shoulder and then in towards the chest. So that slight movement there. And then we'll come back to stillness in the center. Release that left foot down to the ground. Bring both your feet to the ground, so bring your right foot up again, and then we'll bring our soles of our feet together and drop our knees out. So this is Baddha Konasana, or cobbler's pose. You can leave your palms on your lower belly or down to your side, palms on the ground, or the mat. Just take a few deep breaths here. Now we can slide our hands down along the outer right and left and just gently bring our knees back together. We can bring our knees up and then bring both our hands around both our calves so our fingers are intertwined, and we just go for a little rock. You can stay in stillness or you can go for a little rock. It's nice on the back. Nice little massage. Now you can come to stillness, and we're going to stretch out the right leg along the mat, the left leg. Just make sure your feet are about mat width apart and they are dropping out to the side, relaxed. Your arms down alongside your body. You can leave your palms up or down. Your chin slightly tucked into your chest there, just ever so slightly, so there's no strain in the back of the neck. Make your shoulders are down, not scrunched up to the ears. And we're just coming into our final pose, our resting pose, Shavasana, for a few moments. So just allow yourself to breathe here. Just come into a little bit of stillness. Now you can slowly bring some awareness back into the body. Maybe wiggle your toes and your fingers. You rotate the wrists and the ankles. And you can bring your right hand up behind you alongside, or laying behind you up at the top of the mat. Then you can bend your knees, roll over to your right side. Leave your left hand flat on the ground, and we'll just take a breath here. And then we'll use that left hand to push us up and the right arm up into a seated position. So we can leave our palms on our knees, up, facing up or facing onto our knees. We'll just take a couple deep breaths here. And then we can bring our palms together, our thumbs resting on the sternum. Inhale, exhale. Bring your forehead down to your palms. Thank you. I hope this practice was of benefit to you. Namaste.